Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Hannah Ansel and Philip Yates from Access. Hannah is the Community Food System Coordinator, and Philip, of course, the Nutrition Programs Director. Thank you both so much for coming.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. Yeah.
All right, so tell us, Philip, we'll start with you. You've got an event coming up, a Food Summit. What is that?
Right, it's the Food Summit. It's next Friday, March 8th, at the New Beginnings Church, which is West Evans Creek in Rogue River. It's the culmination of about a year's work, or maybe even going even further back than that, in the work with food systems. And it's unusual because usually when we talk, it's about food banking. Sure. This is a little bit different in terms of we're talking about the whole food system and how it interacts with each other. And we really believe that what we want to do is try and improve the food system for everybody, so ultimately everybody benefits in the community. And hopefully, ultimately, food banks are not needed if we can improve it that far.
Absolutely. Now, Hannah, I know you've got different segments inside the event. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah. At the Food Summit, we're focusing on we have different breakout sessions that are focused on different projects that are actually already moving forward, some of them, and also just areas to explore, how do we improve the different parts of the food system. So we have one session that's looking at cooking skills education. How would we have a model for offering more of that hands-on cooking skills education in the community, because that's often a barrier that we find to people either eating healthy or fresh, local, whole foods is not really knowing what to do with them. So that's one session, looking at how to increase the market for local food so that it expand the market for farmers to sell to, so that farmers can make more of a living off of what they're selling. We have several different sessions. I mean, we've got one on looking at mapping our food system, looking at how we would map the different resources that we have, or sort of as a tool. We have one on community gardening. We have a session on access to healthy food, so looking at how do we increase access to healthy food in some of our parts of the community that are known as food deserts, which are areas that are limited access to healthy food.
Interesting. Okay, and Philip, the event is open to the public, is that right?
It is open to the public. We have limited availability at this point.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing. We have 130 capacity, and we're probably about 110 right now. So, but we certainly would like to fill it up. We want to have participation from the community, and as I said, this is part of a culmination of a year's work that really Hannah has spent really in the community, looking at the food system and asking people for their input. So we've gone across probably at least spoken to about 400, 500 people in the community to be able to get that kind of information. And that includes a 72-page report that is just coming out right now too. So
very nice. All right, well, I want to ask you more about that in just a moment. First, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay,
stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Access Community Food System Coordinator Hannah Ansel and Access Nutrition Programs Director Philip Yates. Hannah, I want to talk to you about this assessment Philip was talking about before we went to break. You've been working on that for a year now. Tell us what you learned.
Yes, we've been working on a community food assessment for Jackson County, and there was one actually done in Josephine County as well by the food bank there. And our process really has been, it's not an academic assessment. It's really about engaging the community. We've had several workshops around the community and engaged over 400 people through those, and then done surveys and interviews. And this process really is about getting the community involved in saying, what do we want to see happen around food in our community? And those workshops, we're forming working groups to actually start working on some of those things.
Cool.
And the Food Summit is really about continuing that community engagement and moving from this assessment phase that we've been in to actually implementing some of these projects. So those breakout sessions that I mentioned, around the different topics are really moving some of those projects forward, and it's an opportunity for the community to get engaged in those specific things, or new things as well, not just those specific items. So that's really what it's about.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, and in addition to all these other segments and everything you guys have going on, Philip, you have a keynote speaker, correct?
We do. Mark Winnie, who has been involved in food system work for about 30 or 40 years, has written a couple of books, one called Closing the Food Gap and Food Rebels. He talks a lot about the different parts of the food system, how they're working, how they're not working nationally. So he brings a lot of expertise to the table. So he's going to help us to be able to have perspective in the food system work we're doing here locally. We're going to meet with him, as well as the Food Summit itself. We're meeting with him as a core group to maybe start a council that would go forward to be able to continue the work as we go forward to try and implement some of these projects.
Wonderful. I know we only have a few spots left, Hannah. Is there a cost associated with the event?
Yes, registration is $15 and includes a really nice local foods lunch, so we think it'll be really great.
And if anybody's interested in finding out more information, where can they go?
Yeah, to find out more information and to register, folks should go to buylocalrogue.org. That's the Thrive website. Thrive is the local organization working on sort of a buy local campaign, the Rogue Valley Initiative for a Vital Economy. So yeah, they should go to buylocalrogue.org.
Very good. And of course, the event 1 week from today. Guys, thank you so much.
March 8th, yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for being here. Stay with us. We'll be right back.